Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Great guest today joining us all the way from the UK. He is an IFBB pro. He is a gym owner. He's a supplement company owner. He's a beastly trainer. This is Anth Bailes. How are you, sir?
How's it going, Ron? Thanks for having me. We finally got around to nailing this date.
You know, I don't know much about you, Anth, so that's why I'm glad we're doing this today. And I have to say up front that most of the questions today came from Giles Thomas. So thank you, Giles.
Oh dear.
He's a good dude. Well, you know, he has all the insights. He's been around a while over there. So the one thing I always ask, because we all got into this in a different way, how did you get into bodybuilding, Anth?
Bodybuilding, I started when I was around 15, 16. An uncle of mine was a competitive bodybuilder. He took me to the gym. I'll be honest, I didn't really like it at first. But, you know, it kind of kept me out of trouble and stuff. I eventually kind of started training regular, started one on my own. You know, some guy said, hey, you got a good physique. Do you think about competing or something? That's usually what happened back then. You know, you didn't kind of train for 6 weeks and then enter a show. You just did a little bit of training. Someone kind of picked you at one side and saw some potential, if you like. Right. And yeah, I did my first show at, I think I was 17.
17. Wow.
Or 18, because it was like the under 18s class. I think it was 18 and under. Yeah. So I was like 17, 18, yeah.
So what was it like? What was your first show like, and how did you do?
It was a bit of a funny one because, yeah, that's how I remember it was under 18, because I remember calling to see the requirements of what you had to enter, and it was, you could be 18. So I must have been 18, yeah. Yeah. And on the day, you know, I registered, whatever you want to call it, and the guy changed the rules to you have to be under 18. You couldn't be actually 18, so you had to be 17. It was a bit of a, there was a little kid kind of did the show every year, and he won it every year. This guy must have thought, hey, this could be my guy. So there was my first taste of bodybuilding politics, if you like. So yeah, there was only me in that class, so obviously I won.
Okay, so you were in an 18 and over class, or
the next class up was under 21.
It was into a juniors, they call it, right?
Yeah, nobody was in the under 21, so I went in that class, and obviously we didn't have any competition, so we won. So
you know, first time everyone competes, usually one of two things happens. It's either like, well, that was interesting, but I don't think I want to do that again, or oh my God, I love this, I can't wait to do this again. So which one were you?
You know what? I honestly can't remember. I really can't remember. I just remember being extremely nervous, and I nearly walked out on stage with trainers on. And my auntie like pointed to the front and take your shoes off.
Trainers with shoes, by the way, right?
I couldn't see anybody. The lights were so bright I couldn't see anybody, and I almost fell off the end of the stage. So it was kind of, I was pleased it was over, but you know, we got such good feedback and stuff. We decided to compete again. But yeah, it's just I'm still not a fan of the stage stuff.
Really?
Just the gym stuff and the whole process. You know, I'm not really a fan of. I'm not an extrovert, if you like.
You know who always said that too?
Competitive bodybuilder, you have to get on stage, but yeah, that's not my favorite part of the process.
That was something Dorian always said. Is he said he never enjoyed the actual. He never wanted to compete and get on stage, but it was part. It was, you know, part of being a champion bodybuilder, so you had to. But you know, I guess you guys have that.
Actually get on stage to kind of complete the process, and I do get a good kind of feeling and a buzz from like your friends and family. So they always, you know, if you win, you always get a real buzz from it. Also, I like that part of it, but to me, it's just kind of a tick on the box.
So when you're a teenager and you're just starting out, looking at you, if you looked at pictures or videos now, potential-wise, what do you see? What do you see that you had that was different from the average competitor that showed, you know, if you will, signs of greatness for the future?
I don't really see myself as like being that genetically gifted, Ron, to be honest. I didn't see any kind of super potential early on. I mean, you can look at some pictures from the early days. There's nothing really special, I would say. I used to have a big pair of forearms. That was about it. You know, when I didn't even train, people used to say, oh, like, how long have you been training? So I guess I did have some kind of muscular physique, but, you know, it's genetics-wise, I wouldn't say I was like kind of anything special, you know, just a little bit above average, if you like.
Yeah. So you started off in the Naba organization, which predates the IFBB by a while, and it's actually still a pretty big big organization over in the UK, correct?
Yeah, in my area it is. I mean, back when I started competing, there was no really other federation.
Yeah.
There was no EFBB, which is now UKBFF in this area. So it wasn't kind of like, oh yeah, I'm going to compete in this federation. There was only really that federation, which was Naba. I believe WABA was around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not really a big federation. So yeah, the Northeast, Giles will tell you, the Northeast was all like Naba. The Northeast of England was very Naba orientated. I mean, we did have one contest here for EFBB, which I did actually try to promote, and it kind of bombed. So
yeah, we'll talk about the contest promotion, but so you know, when you were a young man, I mean, you became a gym owner, supplement company, pro bodybuilder. When you were younger, what were you doing for work, and what were you thinking was going to be your lifetime career, if you will?
Yeah, I was a bit of a naughty boy at school. I wasn't very academic. For the first half of school, I was. Yeah. And then we kind of went off the rails a little bit in the late teenage years. And when I left school, I did tons of jobs. I was like a landscape gardener. I worked as a kitchen porter. You know, eventually I started distributing bodybuilding supplements. Yeah. Back in the day, you know, it's still lucrative now, but the competition's so much greater now, obviously, with things online and stuff. But we used to have a van, a friend of mine, me and Andy. We used to distribute CMP back in the day when they first came on the scene. Yeah. And we used to cover the Northeast, and we used to do real well out of it, and that's kind of how I saved the money for the gym. Yeah. Then Mr. Internet came along, and you know, nobody had their own territory anymore. It was kind of, you spend enough money, you can have our product type of thing. And then, I mean, back then there must have been 4 brands. I think there was CMP, Metrex maybe, a company called Maxi Muscle. Just not to confuse that with mine. That's not Maxi Muscle. Maxi Muscle, I think they're still around actually. Probably EAS. I think that was it. Yeah. Huh. But now we're just like hundreds. It's just crazy, you know.
Yeah, CNP I had never even heard of, but I've only been over to UK once for Body Power in 2010, and I had no idea what a big deal CNP was over there. You know, their stand took up like probably 10% of the floor space of that whole expo at the time. Tons of athletes.
Yeah, kind of changed direction a little bit now. I mean, back then it was Kerry Kayser who won CMP. Right. It was all bodybuilding. You know, Dorian came on board. It became, that's when we really took off, like, made quite a bit of money. It was Dorian Yates approved CMP, and was on the boxes and stuff. So yeah, we did real well with that, saved some money for the gym, and then we opened the gym.
So let's see. So you started off in Napa, and you won pretty much all their biggest titles, right? You won the British, and then the Worlds, and I think they had a UK title too. You won all.
Yeah, that was kind of the later years. I competed as a junior. I competed up until about 23. Went into the men's classes, which I was class 3. Yeah. And we did okay, nothing special. Then we had a kind of 5 years of, I don't know, maybe it's an early midlife crisis or something like that. We had 5 years of partying and whatever, and you know, I had some personal stuff going on with an ex-girlfriend or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So yeah, I was still training and stuff. I still look, again, I love to train, but I wasn't kind of bodybuilding as such. So yeah, so that would have took me like 23. So yeah, a big stretch of partying, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And then I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, so we kind of stopped all the partying, etc., and cleaned everything up. Started competing again in 2009, which we did okay. You know, it was the first time competing with diabetes, etc. Right. A lot of help from Colette Nelson for that. Big props to her for helping me out there. So yeah, we did okay. So I thought, yeah, we can do this. We're doing good, you know. And 2012 is the year you're talking about, where we did I think I won the UK before, like Napa UK, Mr. Britain, Mr. World.
Yeah, you won you turned pro in the IFBB that year. You won the Brits, right?
Yeah, well, it was a bit of a funny situation because I'm sure like the old scenario, which is still is the scenario even after the split. UKBFF don't allow you to compete with 2 federations. Right. So if you compete with UKBFF, you have to stay with them. So at the time there was no Napa Pro division, and so I won the Napa World. The next step after that would have been Napa Universe, you know, which is a real good title to have, Mr. Universe. You know, we wanted to do that, but a few people had pulled me to one side and said, listen, you know, even though Napa Universe is a real good title, back then it was still an amateur title.
Yeah.
You know, why don't you try and go for the pro card, which meant competing with UKBFF, which I did. I changed over to UKBFF, you know, after a few people were saying, like, oh, don't do it, you know, they won't place you and all that kind of bullshit,
right.
Politics and all that type of thing. But yeah, I was judged fairly, you know, luckily we won the pro card on the first go. But what I really wanted to do was do the Universe, so this sounds like a bit of a silly story, but so I do all the Napa stuff.
Yeah.
Then I do a UKBFF qualifier. So after the UKBFF qualifier is the Napa Universe, before the UKBFF finals. So if I was to do Napa Universe, I would have been taking away the qualification for UKBFF. So I really had to choose, did I want to try and win the Universe or be an IFBB Pro? So at the time there was no Pro Napa, so we went IFBB.
And I mean, that would have been, winning the Napa Universe is a nice title and everything, but that would have been the end of the line for you. I mean,
yeah,
come back every year and try to win it again, right? I guess that's your only.
Yeah, I mean, I know Napa do now have Pro Division. I mean, I don't know what's kind of happening there. I don't think they're doing many contests currently, but there is a Pro Division.
So you know who was in the audience the year you won the UKBFF was Nathan Dasha.
Yeah.
You inspired him to come back and try to win it.
Yeah, he's doing okay, isn't he, Nathan?
Yeah, it took him a couple of years, but you were I remember he said I was watching Anth Bailes. I said I could beat that guy if I really tried, and that's what inspired him to really go for it. Whereas he was kind of on the fence. I don't think he ever would have really made a go of it if it hadn't been for that year and watching you. So
yeah, I saw Nathan. He turned pro, and I saw him. I had a quick chat with him actually. I didn't see much of him down at Ian Chambers' show. It was I believe it was a UKBFF qualifier at the time, and he guest posed, and he was quite heavy, you know. And a friend of mine said, you know, he's not anything special.
right.
Like, I could see, you know, the muscle bellies and stuff, and I was like, watch out for this guy. He's gonna do some damage. And
For sure.
oh man, he's kicking us on Olympia level now, so good for him.
So a lot of us are either going to have diabetes or, you know, we someone in our family is going to have it. So can you tell me how, when you became diagnosed, what were kind of the symptoms that you were feeling that led you to get some medical attention and say something's not right?
Yeah, the main thing was the constant urination. I was just urinating all the time. But again, it's like when you're involved in bodybuilding, at first I thought, hey, I'm drinking a lot of water type of thing. Yeah. Then I got the blurry eyesight, which I have bad eyesight anyway. So again, I just went to the opticians, what have you. Yeah. You know, when I think back, I really wasn't getting a pump in the gym or anything. You know, I was moving the weights around still, but I was eating like 1,000 grams of carbs, and there was just kind of nothing happening type of thing. And really just the tiredness, the extreme kind of tiredness, and eventually I just had a thirst that you just couldn't quench it out. I think it's a medical name for like polydipsia or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that tempted me to go to the doctor, and we got a diagnosis, and that was 2007, I think.
So yeah, you probably have a different perspective. You know, obviously insulin is widely used by bodybuilders today who are not diabetic. They're just using it to try to make muscular gains. You know, do you have a different perspective on it? I mean, would you caution these people against it? Are they at danger of developing diabetes if they keep doing that?
I mean, as a diabetic, I should say, hey, you know, don't use insulin. Yeah. You know, I'll be honest, if it's kind of used sensibly, it could possibly, I'm not trying to advocate its use here, but all the carbs and everything everybody's eating all the time, and all the amount of food everybody eats, you know, it could actually, use sensibly, give the pancreas a little bit of a rest. You know, that's kind of how bodybuilders tend to turn into type 2, which is like whether the pancreas basically just wear out, you know, or from severe insulin resistance from high doses of insulin for long periods, right, or high doses of GH type of thing. Now, I'm type 1, it is hereditary, it runs in my family, so probably why I got it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not saying don't use insulin at all, but I think it's kind of, everybody thinks because you use insulin, you're going to turn into a diabetic. Unless you're using lots of insulin for long periods of time, along with tons of GH, I don't think it's going to happen from using insulin. Okay. Yeah, for me, it looks like insulin is ruining bodybuilding, though. You can see the guys are knocking lots of insulin in there and GH, and they've got this kind of, we know the look what's happening now. It's not sickness at all.
Spongy. There's not a lot of,
yeah.
You don't see
people get big, but they're not getting like that rock hard kind of sinewy kind of look anymore.
Right.
And I think we all know it's from the hormone, the insulin and the peptides and stuff.
So everyone would, a lot of people who are uneducated, ignorant, would say, well, this guy's diabetic. That's a huge advantage for bodybuilding because he's got all this insulin. Now, is it an advantage or is it a disadvantage?
No, it's a massive disadvantage. You ask any diabetic who's got obviously diabetes. I mean, how many diabetic bodybuilders do you know? Sorry, I was had a fat burner this morning in my mouth. Real dry.
Yeah.
How many diabetic bodybuilders do you know, or pro bodybuilders do you know?
Just you.
Yeah, that's why it's difficult. I mean, I get messages every day, dozens all the time.
Yeah.
You know, can you give me the secret to keeping your blood sugar under control? And I struggle every day. You know, if your blood sugar is not under control, you know, other than the health benefits, health detriments that we all kind of know about, the blindness, the kidneys, the heart and stuff. If we're talking solely bodybuilding purposes, your body's just going to expel nutrients, not just carbohydrates. Like everybody thinks insulin, carbs. You know, your body's going to expel amino acids and stuff, and you're going to lose muscle. It's very, unless your blood sugars are really controlled, it's very hard to maintain and build muscle. You know, contest prep is just like a massive head mash. It's but yeah, it's doable. You know, we've got it. It's not going away anytime soon, so we've done okay so far. But yeah, it's definitely not a benefit because I get free insulin from the doctor.
Insulin's cheap anyway, but I mean, you know, I've been with Giles at a few contests weekends, you know, and it's a lot of work for him. He's got to watch what he eats. He's testing his blood sugar all the time. It's just a lot of work, it seems.
Yeah, and that's just for like regular type everyday stuff. You are competitive bodybuilding on top of that. You know, I'm not trying to win a medal or anything, but yeah, it's difficult. I mean, you ask anybody who bodybuilds who's got diabetes, it's difficult, you know. Yeah, I actually remember the year that Giles was really poorly. I was doing something for MD. Yeah. We were doing play-by-play, and I said, Giles, you know, you don't look well. You look like I used to look when I was diagnosed. So, you know, go to the docs. And I think he actually went the same evening, and his blood sugar was like sky high. So
yeah, he actually wanted to make sure that I thanked you on his behalf because you gave him a ton of advice that helped him out when he was diagnosed. And
yeah, he's probably the same as me. He went to the docs, and they don't really give you much info. They're not really, you know, you'd think you would go and see them and they'll give you all this information. It's basically like, there you go, like, see you later type of thing.
Right.
But yeah, no problem, Giles. I think he's got it under control now. He seems pretty happy and healthy these days. So
yeah. So let's see, where do we begin? I mean, you competed. We'll get to the gym and stuff. I definitely want to ask about that. But your competitive career, you won the Brits, which is, up until very recently, now we have extra pro qualifiers, but for many years, only one man every year, one, turned pro. Sometimes not even, like Ricardo won the Brits and took him like another 3 or 4 years to get his pro card because he had a petition for it from Raphael. But, you know, it's very, very difficult to turn pro or in your country, and you did it, which made you very elite, yet you only competed twice. 2014, you did 2 pro shows. So is it just because you've been so busy with other things, or competing isn't what you expected it to be? What's going on?
I've been injured, Ron. I've been injured. I've had a real strew of kind of bad luck, if you like. So yeah, we turned pro in 2012. So lucky on the first attempt. I mean, people kind of think it was the first thing. I've been doing lots of Napa stuff before. I didn't just turn up and this was my first show or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you see, I'm really pleased I got my pro card back then. I mean, no disrespect to anybody gets it now. But yeah, you got one guy a year. You know, it took guys like Zach Khan. Imagine like coming second, so close, and then just saying, right, you have to wait another year. There's no show like in 3 weeks' time you can jump into or next month type of thing. Yeah. So I'm pleased I'm on that plaque with Dorian Bailes. You know, James Holmes was the last one I think we won there. Yeah. Congrats to James. We got it I'm not going to say the hard way, but the harder way, if you like.
It is.
Yeah, that's the end of that plaque. It's all those names on there. We're on there, and I'm kind of honoured to be on there. But I'm not saying it's easy to turn pro now. It's a little bit easier. You got more opportunities, which I think is fair. You know, I didn't think one card a year was really fair for one person. Yeah. So yeah, we turned pro 2012. Took 2013 off because basically all of 2012 I was contest prep, like nearly a full year. I was extremely burnt out by then. I'm not sure I've actually recovered from that now, to be honest.
Wow.
No, seriously, yeah. 2013 took some time out to to obviously make a little bit of progress. I still got a little bit of space in the 212 class. Competed 2014, which I was off. There's no kind of excuse. It's not that I didn't have a good prep or anything. It just happened that I was off. You know, I just looked real flat and tired. Nothing kind of popping type of thing.
Yeah.
I was having some stomach issues that year as well. I had the umbilical hernia problem, which we did get repaired the following year, 2015. Then we decided we were going to compete in 2016, which I don't know if you've seen the 100% Master DVD that explains the whole process what happened there.
No.
Basically what happened was, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
What happened? It's a long story. Well, it's not a long story, but it's a complicated one. So 2016, I was going to do the Malzani Pro.
Yep.
I'd seen some body power pictures. I mean, I've had a little tiny bit of gyno, or I had a little tiny bit of gyno ever since I was like 16, 17 in the left side.
Yep.
Never ever noticed it before on contest pictures or anything, and never really give me much concern other than, you know, when I was taking some supplements, sometimes it would get a bit sore or whatever. You know, supplements if you want to call it that.
Yep.
Yeah, in the body power pictures, I did notice it a little bit, which I wasn't happy about. I didn't want to that on stage type of thing.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't bad, and it was never kind of brought up by any of the judges or anybody. At the time, I was having some constant tendonitis in the left elbow that just wasn't going away. So I thought, well, you know, what we'll do is December, we'll rest the elbow, we'll get the surgery done, thinking, you know, we'll be back in the gym by January, which was the plan.
Yep.
And the surgery went horribly wrong, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, even the surgeon said beforehand, like, are you sure you want to get this done? Because it was very small, the lump was very small, like a pea-sized lump. But I eventually had the surgery done, ended up with a massive hematoma.
Oof.
The pec was kind of up here. Unfortunately, when the hematoma was evacuated, it left scar tissue there that was actually bigger than the lump. That I had to move type of thing. But the surgeon said, listen, this is just like temporary, it'll go down, the swelling will go, get some ultrasound on there, get some massage on there. So I started the prep thinking that this thing was going to go down. As I was getting leaner and leaner, it looked pretty bad. So, you know, 4 weeks out from the show, we said, there's no way, this isn't going anywhere. You know, the surgeon was still adamant it was going to go away, but I had to have surgery again with Rick Sullivan in Boston, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay, I went over to Boston and...
Not Dr. Rick. Was it Silverman?
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Rick. Okay. Everybody here knows Dr. Rick.
Yeah, man, he kind of... Honestly, it was a bit of a mess, you know. I thought, like, he's not going to be able to sort this out, but props to Rick, he did.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong, it's still, I would say, like 90% right, but in hindsight, I shouldn't have bothered. I should have just left it, but hey, I was thinking, like, hey, I'm getting older. You know, the skin's going to lose its elasticity. If I'm going to get it done, let's get it done now.
Yeah.
Fresh start 2016. So I really started the prep not knowing that I was going to be able to do the show or not. But unfortunately, we didn't make it.
And was that the last time you considered competing? After that, you were just too busy?
No, I mean, we're at 2018 now. So I had the surgery redone again. So that obviously took time to recover from. Then I tore the right pec.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we weren't have much look at the pecs.
Well, hold on. What was wrong with your elbow? Was that a tricep tear?
It was just basically tendonitis. You know, I was trying to work around it and stuff, and it was saying no. I had I actually still suffer from it's tennis elbow in this one and golfer's elbow in this one. So it's always elbows and shoulders for bodybuilders. You know,
right.
So yeah, we just decided to rest it, have the surgery. That went wrong. So where are we at now? Yeah, then I tore the pec in some Smith machine incline. You know, nothing. I've done that way like 1,000 times before.
No.
I actually, looking back, I think it was because of the elbow. You know, that I was pressing.
Right.
I think this elbow was trying to take a little bit less strain, so we pushed this side and bang. You know.
Yeah.
Luckily, it wasn't a full rupture. Just a tear in the belly. It isn't too bad, to be fair. So where we are now, pec tear. Yeah, that healed up, which didn't require surgery because it wasn't a full tear. And then we started having problems with the neck. So for the past 14 months, I've been suffering with a herniated disc compressed nerve, which was making the right side really weak, and I've got a little bit of atrophy in the rear delt and in the forearm. It's pretty similar to what Lee Priest got. His is kind of another nerve that affects his upper pec and tricep. Mine's rear delt and brachioradialis. So we're scheduled to have. It's looking like surgery, but it's a big decision. Do I have the surgery, or especially being diabetic, I don't really heal too great. That was possibly one of the situations with the gyno surgery.
Right.
But we're actually in for the hernia to be repaired again next month.
Okay.
So we'll get that redone, and then we'll take it from there. So
you're getting another hernia surgery?
Yeah, the umbilical hernia's come back, so.
Oh boy, yeah.
Got to get it tucked back in again.
Okay. All right. Well, now I understand why you haven't competed, Anth. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody says like, "What have you been doing?" I'm just like, so by choice. It's just all this shit's been happening, and we've been hanging in. And we're still training right now, but not anywhere near like full capacity, other than the odd heavy leg session, which I can train legs. But upper body, the right side is about 50% weaker than the left. So
you're known for the Dorian style training, and you're actually a fairly good friend of Dorian, and especially Leroy, right? Leroy Davis.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Leroy. I spoke to Leroy last night. Actually, we're going to try and pencil in a leg session. All we can train now is legs when we meet up because of the upper body situation. So we're going to try and get a leg session in at the new Temple gym, actually, before I have the surgery next month. So we're going to try and pencil a leg session in. Dorian, I met Dorian back in, I think it was 98. We'll keep in touch now and again. We're not best friends. I think we don't hang out and go to clubs together, but I'll speak on WhatsApp now and again. And props to him. He answers all my boring bodybuilding questions. I'm still a Dorian Yates fan, so even though he's retired and stuff, he still answers all my boring bodybuilding questions I ask him, which you probably get sick to death of it.
How much of an inspiration was he? Because I've heard that your training, a lot of people compare your training style to Dorian's.
Yeah, I had kind of posters of Dorian Yates on the bedroom wall. I'll send you some from the first show with the trophy. And I think my parents were a little bit concerned at that point. But yeah, he was a massive inspiration to me. Just kind of, not just the physique, but for a lot of people to say again, like the mindset. And he kind of came from nothing. He didn't have much at the start and just got to the top by sheer fucking determination. Man, it was very inspiring. So yeah.
Okay, I don't know geography very well, so where are you in relation to Birmingham? Are you in the same general area?
Yeah, everybody thinks Leroy lives next door in like a cave.
Yeah.
And we get together and train every day. Leroy's about 3.5 hours away.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, we don't train together that often. But I'll travel down there. He'll come here. Yeah. Type of thing. So we get to train together quite a few times a year, but we're not training partners, unfortunately. That would be great, but he lives too far away.
So Max Muscle Gym, how did you get this place started?
Max Muscle Gym was open, let me think, 16 years ago this year, November. You might think November's a strange time to open a gym, it's not the best time. But at the time, we ordered all the hammer strength kit, which was quite hard to get a hold of back then. Not everybody had hammer strength back then.
Right.
It took like 4 months to come. So we originally planned on opening in the June time, which is a great time to open a gym, summertime.
Yeah.
But there was a delay on the machines. Basically, the order didn't get placed for the machines, and lots of people got fired and stuff. And so we didn't get the machines till nearly Christmas time, end of November. So now it wasn't the best start, but yeah, we've been 16 years strong almost. Especially in this kind of environment now, where you got the big chain gyms. That's like $9.99 a month. Those type of places are kind of crushing all of the smaller gyms, but yeah, we're still going strong.
So is it a hardcore gym where it's mostly very serious trainers, or do you have a mix of like everyday people and more competitive type people?
Overall, I don't really see many truly hardcore gyms anymore. Even the bodybuilding gyms have got like 80% of the guys are just in there training whatever. They're not like serious like they used to be.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, we have guys in there who work real hard and are bodybuilders, but over the years, I've worked there myself all these years, and I've seen the shift of like, it's pretty tough to watch, to be fair. But hey, if someone wants to come in and take some selfies or whatever, not kind of interrupt anybody else's session, and that's their business,
Yeah.
But I do try and drum at home. You know, come on, guys, you know, concentrate on your workout. Do some shoulder pressing instead of like cable laterals and stuff. And yeah, everybody's got their own angle, and everybody sees what's happening. I mean, there's not a lot of guys kind of into the split and solos, and you can't have a split and solos gym now. It will just be closed.
Right.
So I would say max muscle somewhere in the middle.
Okay. So you know, so many bodybuilders, we fantasize about having our own gym. So what's the fantasy versus the reality? What's the reality of owning your own gym actually like?
It's good owning your own gym. You know, I can go there 3 in the morning if I want to and do some squats or whatever. And I actually live in the 2 floors above the gym.
Oh.
So I don't have to commute to work. I hate commute. I'm a dangerous driver anyway, so I just kind of roll down the stairs. You know, I do work in there on mornings and evenings. That's how we've kind of struggled to get this Skype going because of the time difference or whatever.
Right.
Thursday I actually work a full shift in there. So thanks to Mark, my brother Mark, for covering today while we do this. Yeah, the downside, probably you're kind of seen as like a therapist. Someone's got a problem with the wife, you get it. Someone's not happy at work, you get it. You know, and after a few, maybe it's a dozen people of like beating your brains in on a busy day, it can weigh you down a little bit. So, but yeah, I don't work in there full shift all the time. So yeah, Thursdays could be rough sometimes.
Okay. Now, so your brother's there, and your dog is also the guard dog, Floyd, correct?
Yeah, Floyd's down here. He's just actually got the bone. He stinks. Yeah, Floyd usually comes in on a Thursday when I work the full shift. I don't like to leave him at home. So.
Because I looked at your website for your gym, and the staff is you, your brother, Mark is his name?
Yeah, Mark.
And then Floyd, the French bulldog. So.
Yeah, watch out for Mark. Actually, he's coming up. He's looking real good. He might have to take over the torch. He won the Britain First Timers.
Oh wow.
And he's slapped on some timber since then. He's training hard and heavy. So watch out for him next year, guys. Seriously, watch out for him.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. This past couple of years, we've seen such a real resurgence of great talent coming out of the UK. We got, you know, you were one of the first ones, Flex Lewis. We got Nathan, Ricardo, Rosie, Kate Arrington. It's just a lot of great pros coming out of Britain. I mean, do you guys all sort of feel this? Do you feel that things are really getting better, that you're making a bigger statement on the international scene than you were for a while?
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years, we've got guys hitting the Olympia, we've got guys winning shows, so yeah, it's real good for the Brits. I mean, we did see a very quiet spell, didn't we, of guys placing out of the top 15 in pro shows and stuff, and obviously Flex is the benchmark for us, well, Brits, Welsh, you know, he's technically British to me. So.
It's all the United Kingdom, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of, he's British, isn't he? So,
he's British,
yeah, real good. Especially we've got Sassan, Luke, we've got Nathan,
Hollingshead.
James guest posed at my show, was it like last week before? He's looking nasty. He's going to look impressive in, like, I think he's about 10, 11 weeks out. No, he's probably about 7 weeks out now.
From Tampa, yeah.
I'm pathetic with times and dates. I do apologize, guys.
I better make sure I mention Luke Sando, because he's also excellent.
Yeah, sure. Did I not say Luke there? Sorry, Luke. Yeah. I always forget somebody. It's just like
I do it.
Time, dates, and names.
Story of my life. I always leave somebody out and they get pissed off.
Yeah, Luke's going to nail it at one point, and he's going to do some damage. It's all there ready to kind of on the table.
So you also started a supplement line, correct? Or you call it a range over there, a range?
Yeah, Southern Line Summer Range. Yeah, we released in December, Max Muscle Nutrition. Sounds cheesy, but yeah, I wanted to continue the Max Muscle. It is double X, by the way. I know you guys have a Max Muscle in US. I don't know if it's around, actually. It's actually Max Muscle 100% and nothing series. Okay. So yeah, we released with Atomic Bomb, the pre-workout. I might actually send you some, Ron. Do you still use for pre-workouts?
Of course. Well,
yeah, I'll send you some Atomic Bomb. You'll like it.
Shirt on, so we'll talk off the record. So.
Oh yeah, are you still with Gaspari? I'll send you something.
I'll give it to a friend and they'll tell me how it is.
Yeah.
But, and also, you're a contest promoter. Is that recent, or have you been doing that for a while?
Let me think. 2012, I turned pro. I wanted to have a contest. 2013, and UKBFF approached me. Like I mentioned, we didn't have any. Like UKBFF events in this area for a long time, like 20 years or whatever.
Wow.
So they asked me, do you want to represent UKBFF in your area? So I said, yeah, that's cool, Originally, I did want to have the Max Muscle Open. That was the plan. And they approached me and said, listen, if you have this qualifier, we'll automatically make it a British qualifier. which usually what happens is you have a show for a couple of years with UKBFF. They kind of judge how you running the show, etc. And if it does okay, then it progresses to a British qualifier type of thing.
Right.
So we did that up until this year, basically. This year we had the show as just an open, unaffiliated federation. I mean, I don't know if you follow any of my social media. We decided not to have bikini and physique. Basically. Nothing against those guys, you know. Just I think it should be like a separate kind of show, because it was getting to the point where, you know, competitors weren't able to do the routines. Yeah. You know, the shows were getting rushed through just to kind of get to all this physique bikini. Yeah. And I'm kind of just targeting them. Just when I started, we didn't have that. The shows used to run fine.
Well, let me ask you,
when
you did your first show, Anth, was it just bodybuilding, or did they already have a couple other divisions when you started competing?
Just bodybuilding.
Just bodybuilding, yeah. Okay.
Like juniors, masters. We possibly had a couples thing.
Right, but there was
it's actually coming back now, the couple thing. I've seen a couple of shows.
Mixed pairs, but there was no fitness, there was no figure, obviously no bikini, men's physique, classic. Out of all these new divisions, would classic be the one you think is like the most, I hate to use the word legitimate, but something that really belongs on stage?
Yeah, we had classic at my show. We just didn't have physique and bikini. I'll tell you not the problem I have, just the thing that I struggle with physique and bikini is, I don't know how they judge it. Nobody kind of does a pose or anything, or nobody, well, that certain pose, I might call it. Right. At least when it's bodybuilding, the guys walk out, you know, you stand relaxed, somebody starts hitting a shot, oh yeah, his arms are a bit weak, you know, turn everybody to the side, oh, he hasn't got much hamstring, and obviously round to the back, you know, he's not going to play so because he's got to a back. You can kind of break the lineup down, but you know, these guys are great. Physique bikini, they're great, but they're just kind of all look the same. So I'm really struggling with how it's judged. Yeah. And again, it was taking up like all of the show. So you got again, someone like me who's not really that, I'm not going to say bothered about being on stage, but it's not that important for me to get up there and display my routine or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I practice posing and everything. I'm just not a good poser, and it's not me. Yeah. If you've got like young Jimmy from wherever, travelled 3 hours to compete, you know, his grandma and his granddad's come to see him. He's practiced his routine for like 16 weeks, and he gets told, sorry, you know, you're not in the top 3, you're not going to get to do your routine because you don't have time. That's bad, you know, you should be able to do your routine and display physique you've worked for. So that was one of the reasons, you know, we needed to condense the show down, which it was way too quiet. You know, I had the opposite effect. It's because not many people are doing bodybuilding anymore, I hate to say it, or not as many. Right. This year's been a real funny year for bodybuilding, I think, with people switching to classic and all that stuff. And so next year, we're still going to have the show next year. You know, I'm hoping we'll have a little bit of a turn. You know, I expected this year to be a little bit quieter with the change, but not as quiet as it was. But it was still a good show.
It was last week. Was it last weekend?
It was the 16th, so
2 weeks ago almost.
2 weeks ago, yeah, 2 weeks.
And you did it independent, and you actually gave out cash prizes, right?
Yeah, we had £1,000 for the overall winner, which is about, what, $1,500 or something?
Sure, I'll take it. But
yeah, exactly. I mean, the kind of plan was we had Napa Britain finals a few weeks beforehand. I thought, yeah, we'll put up £1,000. You know, might give the guys some incentive to stay on the diet for a few more weeks, but I guess everybody wanted pizza more than £1,000. But yeah, we had Dan McNabb win the overall, which, again, look out for this guy, he's a monster. Look on my Instagram, Ron. He was about 250 on stage. Really vascular, really shredded. Crazy back development as well, so we all know the guys with the big backs usually go fast.
What is your Instagram so everyone can check it out? What's your Instagram?
Mine is, I've actually just changed it recently. It's Anth Bailes _max muscle.
Okay. Anth Bailes _max with 2 X's muscle.
Yeah, double X's, double X, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add to what you said, because I have to go to the national shows here in the U.S. a lot, and even the regional shows. I have nothing against bikini and men's physique and all that, but when you have 10 different divisions, and then those divisions have open, over 35, over 40, over 50, over 60, novice, this and that. Some of these shows now, our national shows, take 2 full days and nights just to judge. Like 9 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, and then the same thing the next day, just to judge.
Yeah, it just ends up being like one tedious kind of drag. And I hate to say it, you know, that's no disrespect to anybody. And like you've just said there, we had classic, we had two classes, under 180 centimeter and over 180 centimeters. Instead of having like masters 40, 45, 50, 55, we had masters over 45. We had junior under 21 because, you know, now I'm seeing some juniors like under 23, under 25. That's not a junior to me in my eyes. We kind of got rid of the beginners class because you always got that guy isn't a beginner. He's competed somewhere else before. And there's an argument, whatever, and so we just had novice for that. So yeah, we condensed it right down and just try to make it enjoyable again. Not like, oh, you know, another class. And again, a lot of contests now are letting you compete in more than one class. Yeah. On my show, we said, you know, one class.
No crossovers.
No crossovers. So if you decide you're doing masters, you can't. So we're just trying to. It sounds like a dinosaur, but we're just trying to take it back to what it used to be like. I can never remember sitting at a contest thinking, "Oh God, I wish this would like hurry up." Yeah. I wish, you know. I'm still as enthusiastic as bodybuilding as I was back then. Yeah. It's just the shows are getting so long. I don't envy you kind of doing the play-by-play.
Me neither.
It's like, I've done a few myself and it's like, God, come on. So.
But that, you know, that's to your credit because as a promoter, those crossovers is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, I know the physique and bikini bring the money. That's not why I do it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not an idiot. I can't lose money, but it's just, you know, I don't solely do it for the money. I wanted to bring something back for bodybuilding. You know, I really had to do it this year. I don't care if like 2 people turn up to compete. I really had to do it this year.
Yeah, because at some of these shows, I will see the same person like 4 classes in a row. Oh, there he is again. Oh, there she is again. And, you know, it's like, Jesus Christ, I just saw you. But anyway, Giles said to ask you about your sneaker collection. Apparently you have quite a collection of sneakers or trainers, whatever you want to call them.
Well, that's kind of calmed down now. I think during one prep I bought like 25 pairs of Jordans.
Did you say Jordans?
Since I've had Leah, my daughter, she was 2 in March.
Yep.
I'd rather just buy stuff for her now. So, yeah, those crazy things are a thing of the past now. I haven't got them any. I'm quite tempted to buy some camo sneakers now and again when I see them because I've got the whole camo kind of thing. But
now, are you like Heath where you just have them in boxes and you never even take them out of the box?
No, I'm not as anal as that. I don't even know like Jordan 21s or something. So I like them. We'll have them. I don't know the model or anything.
Okay.
Just in the cupboard collecting dust.
But you actually wear them from time to time. That's what I'm asking.
I'm like everybody else who has 200 sets of sneakers. I wear like the same 2 pairs all the time.
I feel pretty weak now. I'm looking at my collection. I've given a lot to charity, but I still only have maybe 50 or 60 here. That's pretty weak compared to...
That's still pretty good, 156. How many pairs of Atomics boots have you got? That's the test of true bodybuilder. No, you're not a real bodybuilder, Ron, if you haven't got 20 sets of Atomics.
You're about to get really upset with me. I probably have about 30 pair of Reebok Nano trainers. Those are CrossFit shoes.
CrossFit.
CrossFit. They're very comfortable, very cool colors. So I want to get a couple of the reader questions before we go because they get very upset if I don't get to their questions. Betty Una says, your favorite bodybuilder from the past and present?
Past would be obviously Dorian Yates.
Yep.
Present, Flex Lewis.
Okay.
Again, not just for the physique, but the way he carries himself, the way he represents the sport. Massive fan of Jose Raymond as well. Big shout out there. Yeah. So yeah, tough between Jose and Flex, but yeah, Flex, especially with him being 212 class, etc.
Right on. How important are genetics to being a pro?
To turn pro or being a pro?
Yeah, he doesn't specify. Just overall, I mean, you know,
to be successful as a pro, you've got to be in the top tier. You've got to have good genetics. This is as much as we can watch all of the, you know, the Arnold Schwarzenegger videos with the quotes and stuff, and you know, try hard enough, you can do whateve you want. You know, there is a cut-off point. You know, I'm 41 now. You know, I'm not going to win the Olympia. You know, I really want to have another bash at the pro show. You know, I was very unhappy with how I looked in 2014, so I want to get this back fixed. And it's doable. It's more than realistic, and I think I could place maybe top 6 at one of the lower level shows. Yeah. You know, again, if you're being realistic, you're a failure. You know, not really. You know, I'm a dad now. I'm 41. I've got diabetes. You know, I'm not winning the Olympia unless Flex takes up golf and Jose becomes a professional alcoholic. But that is a possibility.
Well, a couple of people were asking when you're going to compete again. So you do want to compete again, and you do sort of plan on competing again, right?
Yeah, I definitely want to compete again. I mean, what I'll do is, again, we've got to get the hernia repaired. The disc issue, I hear some people make a massive recovery very quickly. You know, some people it causes issues, so we probably will get the surgery. We're at a point now where it's 14 months in. You know, I don't think the disc's gonna, because you know, herniated discs can like rehydrate and like the inflammation can go down and they can go back. But this isn't going to happen with me, I don't think, now after 14 months. So yeah, we'll get the surgery, and I do really want to have, you know, one last stab on a pro stage.
Okay. Would that be 212? Someone wanted to know. Same guy Betty wanted to know. Would you compete in the Open ever?
Yeah, I am a 212 guy, even though I'm maybe like an inch too tall for 212. Yeah,
You think you're an inch too tall for 212?
Yeah, I'm like 5'6".
Okay.
Some guys like Jose like 4'10", 4'11". No,
he's 5'3" on a good day. No, he's 5'3".
Yeah, Flex and Jose and Co are about 5'4", 5'5". So
yeah.
that, you know, I'm a little bit short for the Open. I wouldn't be scared of doing the Open. I'll do the Open show. It's not a problem.
I mean, back in the day, Momo Benaziza, Lee Priest, those guys did very well in the Open. So why not?
Yeah, those guys are like exceptional, like crazy physique.
Who's your favorite James Bond? This comes from Michael Edwards.
Just because I'm from Britain doesn't mean I like James Bond. Everybody assumes that you like James Bond, don't you? But yeah, if I had to pick one, it would be obviously Roger Moore. He's smooth. Okay. Roger Moore was smooth.
Roger Moore. I think I'm one of the only other people who picked Roger Moore. But that's when I was going to the movies and seeing James Bond, that's who was James Bond. So
who was the one that I really didn't like? George
Lazenby.
One of the later ones.
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce was okay.
Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton, yeah, I couldn't really get away with Timothy Dalton. He wasn't.
Nobody liked him. Yeah, his other questions are silly. He always wants to know if you've gone fishing, you've caught northern pike. Probably not.
Yeah, not everybody from England likes fishing as well. So.
No, he asks everybody. It doesn't matter where you're from. That's like his go-to question.
Yeah, I still visit MD. It's usually on a night, so I'm usually have the mouse in one hand and I'm eating the last meal with the other one. So I don't post a lot, but I do check in every night, most nights.
All right. So last question, because I know you got to get back to work and everything. Where do you see the sport of bodybuilding headed over the next few years? Do you think bodybuilding, open bodybuilding, is going to lose any popularity, or will that always still be like the main attraction? These other divisions are more of a supporting cast.
Yeah, I saw the whole Jeremy Dexter thing.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I mean, as a avid bodybuilder and coming from that kind of era, if you like, I really want to see bodybuilding excel again. I mean, popularity, has it gone down? I don't see a lot of up-and-coming guys. You know, maybe not pro level, it's still popular, but at the lower level, guys are choosing to kind of do physique and classic, which I think classic's really good. I mean, I'll give you an example. This would be my way of thinking. Like, we had a guy who just did the novice, and he was like, yeah, shit, I got dwarfed in the novice. Maybe I should just go down to classic. Right. Whereas my mindset would have been, fuck this, I'm going to put 10 pounds on.
Yeah.
I was always the other way. It seems to be guys are just shying away from, pushing towards bodybuilding. And I'm not saying it's easier. Possibly
let's be real, Anth. It takes a lot more time and effort to build a physique like yours than it does a board shorts men's physique body. It takes years. Yeah. Even with your genetics, it took you years to build all that mass.
Yeah, people are not willing to. I actually posted something on my Instagram today that Flex Wheeler posted. It took him like X amount of years to turn pro, then it took X amount of years to win a pro show. And this is one of the guys who's like best genetics ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to build a big thick back and big thick legs, unless it's a genetically gifted body part, it takes a lot of years of slagging iron around. And yeah, pecs and abs and some nice teeth are a little bit easy to get. Yeah, that's me gone on the head. They're just no good, so we can't do much. See.
I know. But yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a sign of the times. It's the society is now. It's about getting things quicker, and people don't want to wait.
I think next year is going to paint a real big picture for the whole open classic physique thing. you know, now you have the split with the UKBFF and IFBB and all that kind of stuff happens. That's done and dusted now, because I think that messed up this year a little bit.
Yeah.
Now everything, all that's like kind of done and dusted and finished with. Let's see what bodybuilding holds. You know, I really hope that the hardcore kind of following grows again, but it does seem to be. We see it all the time. You know, you got like someone on Instagram, top bodybuilder, and then you got some guy who's doing like sit-ups on a skateboard, like 2 million followers. I hate that. You know, I love social media, and I hate it at the same time. You know, there's some real good stuff, educational, motivational, fun stuff on there. But then there's just absolute nonsense that's trying to be like associated with the industry.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of like intertwining, like people with their asses out and stuff. Hey, that's great. I'll go to another website to see that. But the industry's kind of in a weird place right now. It's
it is.
Yeah.
It is. So,
and I've just heard of a top bodybuilder. I won't say his name, but he just lost his contract recently because he wasn't posting enough.
wow.
That's fair play. You got to do your obligations or whatever, but you know, you still got to train, and you used to get paid for being a good bodybuilder, and now you get paid for being a good poster.
Right.
Which,
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is. I don't like it, so I don't like it. That's it. I think bodybuilders should be rewarded for being good bodybuilders, not.
Yeah.
I understand the business, so.
That was the old world, Anth. We're in the new world now. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm being a bit of a dinosaur. But you still got to kind of stick to what you believe in, don't you? So.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I'll probably never be a millionaire, Ron, so never mind.
Well, right on. Well, Anth, thank you so much for your time. Learned a lot about you today. I appreciate it very much. And I'm wishing you the very best of luck with your hernia coming up, hernia surgery. I'd like to see you back on stage because I've never had the chance to actually see you compete. Hopefully I do eventually. So.
Yeah, we'll be back, man. We'll get fixed up and we'll be back. So thanks for having me, Ron. And yeah, keep with the good work. I watch the Ronline's June cardio every day. So.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. All right. For the Ronline Report, this has been Ron Harris with Anth Bailes. Thanks for watching.